Hey guys, grab you a pen, grab you a pencil, grab you a calculator so you can participate in the discussion today. Remember, if I go too fast, just replay whatever you need to. Go back and do the examples. Something else that's good to do after I've done a few examples, after I pose a problem, pause your video and you work it out and then play and see if you did it right. That would be a great strategy to get your brain going on as well. Okay? All right, so today we're talking about sales tax and tip. So my girls have been doing a lot of coloring lately since we've been stuck in the house. And Camry and Erin have a nice set of markers that they won't let Miley use because they're nice and Miley will ruin them. So I ran to Dollar General the other day to get Miley her own set of markers. And markers at Dollar General, the pack that I bought her was $1.50. Well, when I went to pay for those markers, I don't just pay $1.50. They always add some sales tax on top of that. Now, why do we even have sales tax? What's the point? It's kind of annoying to have to pay extra for something that only was $1.50. Well, there's state sales tax, and then there's local or county sales tax. So as you drive across the state of Kansas and enter different counties, actually the sales tax percentage varies from county to county. So don't quote me on these numbers, but it's something around this. The state sales tax is around like 6%, 6.5%. So that money would go to the state, and the state uses it maybe to update bridges or update state roads, update government buildings, things like that. And then each county has maybe put a small tax on, and usually that's 2% or less, depending on what's going on. But like whenever we wanted to update our hospital, Kearney County put in a tax so that we could update the hospital, or it'd be the same if we wanted to update the school or update county roads. So the taxes that we pay on all of our purchases goes towards some good things, even though it's kind of annoying to have to pay them. So let's get back to my markers for $1.50. So whenever I went to pay for it, let's say that tax in Kearney County, which it actually is, I tried to look it up, is 7.5%. So that means my bill, we would need to find 7.5% of $1.50. Okay, well, we know that the word of means times. And 7.5% is a decimal. I would need to move it 2 places to the left. So it's going to be 0.075. So then we get our calculators out, and we're just going to punch in. We just need to find 7.5% of $1.50. So I'm going to type in 0.075 times $1.50. And I got this. Did you get that? So I'm going to round that to the nearest cent, so to the nearest hundredth. So since that number back there is a 2, this is just going to be 11 cents. If that 2 would have been 5 or bigger, then I would have said 12 cents tax. It's just going to be 11 cents tax. So I've got my $1.50 markers plus 11 cents of tax. And so my bill at Dollar General for Miley's markers would have been $1.61. Yeah. So not much. That's not much on $1.50. Now remember the first time I bought a car, Dad and I went all the way to Emporia, paid for my Chevy Malibu. Anyway, if I remember right, that Chevy Malibu, it was used and it was $13,000. And I remember how Dad made me write the check, and I remember being really surprised. Like I went in thinking, oh, $13,000. Okay, I can write this check. Go ahead, because you have to write it all out on the little line, and thinking 13,000. I remember thinking, okay, I can spell 13 and 1,000, and I can do all of that. But whenever he punched all his buttons on his computer, and he's like, okay, young lady, you need to write your check for this amount. I was like, what? That's way more than $13,000. So anyway, but sales tax on a $13,000 purchase is going to be quite a bit more than just 11 cents on a $1.50 box of markers, okay? So let's say that Emporia, that's where I went to college at, was Emporia State. Let's say that at that time sales tax was, I don't know, let's do something different. Let's say it was 6.8%. Okay? So I would need to punch in, or I would need to find 6.8% of 13,000, right? So change this to a decimal. So I've got 0.068 times 13,000. Okay, so we're going to punch that in our calculators. 0.068 times 13,000. That's $884 worth of tax. And then there was other things on top of that, different warranties and da 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 da. So it ended up being quite a bit more than just 13,000. But I would have written my check then for 13,000. I would take the amount of the car plus the sales tax, and so my check would have been for $13,884. So depending on how much you purchase is how much the sales tax is going to be. $884 worth of tax is quite a bit more than just 11 cents worth of tax. So it depends on how big your purchase is, okay? One more example for you. In case if you haven't heard, the Chiefs were the Super Bowl champions this year. Oh, sorry about that, Broncos fans. I'm sorry. I don't know where that song came from. I apologize. Not really, just kidding. Okay, so as you know, my husband is a little crazy Chiefs fans, and we won. So I thought I would bring in some of the Chiefs stuff. So we purchased me a hoodie after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl champions. So remember, if we don't ever play sports again, the Chiefs will always be the champions. Okay. All right. So I've got my hoodie. That was about $60. We bought a Patrick Mahomes wig for about $23. My husband bought himself a cup, Super Bowl champion cup here. Yes, for about $40. Yeah, it's actually rather embarrassing how much stuff we bought. It's like we haven't won in 50 years or something. Okay, pennant, Super Bowl champion pennant that I've chose to hung behind every video I make for about $7. And then a cap. Here's a cap. $30, and I'm not going to bring all the Chiefs memorabilia that we actually did buy because it's a little bit embarrassing, okay? All right, so all of that totals up to $160. Well, whenever I go to buy this at Dick's, it's not just going to be $160. Let's say that tax in Finney County, which I did try to look this up, is 8.95%. So in Garden City, you're going to get charged 8.95%, okay? I got to find my red marker. Hold on. Okay, so we would need to find 8.95% of $160. And so I would move that 2 places to the left times 160. So 0.0895 times 160. That's going to be $14.32 is what I got. $14.32. So that's our sales tax. That's not my new bill. So I have to add that to my $1.60. So I've got $1.60 plus $14.32. It's going to come to $174.32 would be my bill. Okay, one more thing real quick. Tip is much like sales tax. So when you go to a restaurant and eat, it's customary to leave a tip. And the nice percentage tip to leave would be between 15 and 20%. So let's say you eat at Applebee's and your bill was $42.17 and you want to leave a nice tip. So let's say you decide you're going to leave 15% tip. Okay, so we would need to figure out what 15% of $42.17 is. So we're going to punch in 0.15 times $42.17. And that one's going to round to $6.33 this time. So that would be the amount of tip that I would leave. So I would probably leave either $6 or $7, one or the other. I doubt I would leave $6.33 exactly. So around $6 or $7 would be nice. Okay, let's say you're eating at Ranchito and your bill is $35.18, and let's say you want to leave a super nice tip because you really liked your waiter. And so let's leave 20% tip. So 20% of $35.18. So I'm going to punch in 0.2 times 35.18. Oop, that one rounds to $7.04. So then that would be, I would leave about $7 or $8 for my waiter that time. Okay? All right. Good job. Replay it if you need to. Bye.